Hey everyone, it's time for another collective message. So, without further ado, let's get into it. I feel a sense of excitement right now. It feels like something's happening. Something's really starting to take shape. It feels like there is light on the horizon. Good events are coming your way. They're unfolding. Whether those events are for you specifically or whether those events are for others. So, for example, maybe someone around you, a friend of yours, is getting promoted. Maybe a friend of yours is getting married. Maybe a friend of yours is having a kid. These are really positive events that are happening around you. And I feel like your own sense of excitement makes you really excited for them, truly, from the depths of your heart. So this is definitely a time of positive things. You do wonder sometimes, okay, I'm really excited for all these people, but when is it my turn? You may not want the same things that people around you are getting. Maybe you don't want to be promoted right now because you don't want to take on more responsibility. Or maybe you're not in the career track that you want to be, so you don't want to get promoted and go further down that track. Maybe you don't want to have a kid now or ever. Maybe you don't currently want to get married, but good things are happening for others, and you do wonder, when do the good things that I'm looking for specifically, when do they start to really take shape? The answer is soon. The answer is as soon as 3 weeks, as short as 3 weeks, or as long as 6 months. Really just depending on your particular scenario, depending on what you're asking for and how it interplays with other things that the universe wants to bring to you and bring to others. But very soon. 6 months might seem like a long way away, but is it really? And what can you do in the meantime so that it doesn't feel so long? Maybe you can work on self-exploration. Maybe you can start journaling. Maybe you can start getting better at maintaining, keeping, having, continuing a planner so that you're on top of things. Maybe you can spend some time healing, more time meditating, relaxing. Maybe you can learn something new, a new interest, a new hobby, a new art form, a new medium. Plenty of things to do with your time. And I suppose that's really what life is about. How am I going to spend the time that I have here? Sometimes we think about it in terms of how do I make the most of my time on Earth? But sometimes it's just about how do I let the time pass? I have to be here and I have time to be here. So what can I do to take up that time? Bottom of the deck is 4 wands. I did say, as an example, marriage might be in the air. Weddings, whether yours or of those that you care about who are near you, who you are truly excited for. Let's look at the cards. With the 4 of Swords, you may be very deep in hermit mode, contemplation mode, taking a pause. All of that is really good. It's important to rest, but Sorry, my dog was about to start getting loud. All of that is good, but just make sure that when you take this pause, that you don't intend to stay here for forever, because ultimately life is about moving forward. What do you do with that time, and how do you propel yourself forward through it, since we do live in a more linear oriented timeline? So it's good to take a pause, it's good to take a rest, but don't get stuck here where maybe you're going to be overanalyzing, analysis paralysis. Don't get stuck here where you think maybe this is all that I get here, so I'm just going to stay here. Why go after anything more? Your spirit wants more. It does want more. If you are currently in this place right now of rest, you don't have to think about what that more is. You don't have to convince yourself that you want more. But just don't stay here too long. If you're here more than about 4 days, you're probably being there too long. Your spirit wants to take action and wants to do things. You may be somebody, or may have been somebody, that was very, very successful, or maybe you're around people who are very successful, and this is something that you actually do really long for again, or maybe for the first time. But if you have been successful in the past, you feel like, I don't know what I did to get there, or I don't know how to get back to that version of me. Maybe that version of me is gone. Maybe I had my chance. Maybe I peaked. Maybe, that was my time and now it's somebody else's time. Maybe I squandered that time. Maybe I took a break from that and now I'm lost and I don't know how to get back there. Maybe I am here too long in this resting period. But your fortune is going to change. Things are going to get better. They're going to improve. Maybe this was you in the past. Maybe that was your chance. But here's where you've been. So the wheel turned from here to here. And it's going to keep turning around. So it's going to come right back to here. Success, abundance, feeling on top of things, feeling on top of the world. It's a cycle. And you'll come back around to it a lot sooner than you think. 3 months is what I get for you. When do those good things happen for you? Between 3 weeks and 6 months. And regarding this specifically, I feel 3 months. See, when we go through a cycle, each time that we go around it, we're a different person than we were the last time we were at that point on our cycle. We're more evolved, we've grown, we've had experiences of that go around on that cycle. So we come to it from a different perspective. Maybe in the past you were too timid when you were successful and it was stunting you, and you had to walk away to explore those aspects, to try something new, to awaken the more confident aspect of you. And now when you look back, it's like, oh, I wish I just stayed. But you're going to be back there, but this time more confident. Maybe last time you were there, you were mistrustful. You didn't trust others around you. You worried about their intentions and their agendas. And now you're more at peace. You feel more in control of yourself. And agendas of others no longer matter. And you think, oh man, I wish I was there and I understood this, but I'm here and I understand this. But you'll be back there again, and you can bring that understanding with yourself. You may have been too harsh with yourself in the past. Trying to be a particular way, trying to be a particular kind of person or a particular kind of professional. Maybe being too strict with yourself, maybe being strict with others, maybe being strict about how you went about things. All of that was fine, it served you. Strictness can create a sense of structure, consistency, stability on the external level. On the internal level, it's a little harsh. But you carry that lesson with you now. You carry that knowledge with you now. And so when you do become successful again, which is happening, it's around the corner, it's happening. you're wiser. It will be more long-lasting because you've walked away with all of these lessons. It won't be like it was before, it'll be better. Maybe you had to be strict because in your past, people were like that with you. Maybe they weren't. Maybe they stepped all over your boundaries, and so you had to learn to be this way. You had to experience success through this method. And now that you've taken some space, you're more in balance and you know when to utilize this and when to go more with the flow. And so now you're wiser when you re-enter the space. You can calm down and you can trust because you know, should anybody break that trust, you can put the hammer down. You trust yourself to be able to handle it now, which means you can trust others. When you trust yourself to handle something, you don't need anybody to follow any rules. Because no matter what they do, you know you can always handle it. You're always in charge. So it really doesn't matter what they do. You're going to be okay. Let's clarify this 7 of Wands. There's a lot of sadness here, a lot of wishing you could go back in the past, a lot of counting your cups, a lot of assessing yourself. The best way to heal all of this, while this is already going to happen regardless, is to go within, is to find a sense of peace within. That's different from resting. Resting here has been doing some of what you should do, maybe not doing everything, being really caught up maybe in the mental analysis and reflection. What the 7 of Wands is saying is calm the inner self, relax the inner self, soothe the inner self. When you feel the sadness, release the inner self. Don't sit there and count your disappointments. Do your disappointments matter if you're going to be successful? They only matter if there's something that you need to do about it. But things are already working out in your favor. The wheel is already turning, so that means you've already done what you need to do, at least in terms of the external efforts, and now it's time for the internal. There is a union that is going to happen. There is a celebration that is just around the corner. Sooner than around the corner, closer. There's a lot of good in store for you, and it's going to be what you want it to be, maybe even better. If it shows up and it feels like it's less than you want it to be, less than you asked for, less than you hoped, don't be so quick to judge. Things may change relatively quickly, within a few weeks. And what showed up in a smaller form than what you ask may be transmuted into a more powerful form. So, do the inner releasing work to let go of the sadness that you're feeling. Do not be disappointed with yourself for how you handled things in the past. Were you too quick to make a choice? Was there another way you could have worked out, but you were too quick to cut a situation or a person out? Did you take the leap in a way that you wish you hadn't, or too soon, or without enough evidence that the leap was worth it? All of these are questions you could ask, but Spirit says they're a waste of time. It doesn't matter why you did those things. It only matters where you are now and what you're going to do about it. It only matters that success is coming back, the wheel is turning, and are you allowing that to be something that you accept? Do you accept this message? Or do you want to sit around and worry about it anyways? Or will you embody this? Will you accept it and say, yes, yes, the wheel is turning. Yes, coming back into my success. Yes, celebration, what I want or better. Yes, everything I did in the past, it's okay. I've learned I'm going to do things differently. If you claim this in words, but also in terms of your energy of, okay, I believe you, Spirit. I believe that these good things are coming, even if I can't see it just yet, but I feel them, and that's enough for me to believe. I feel it and you validate it. That's all I need. If you do that, this is yours. This is yours. Do you know how good life is about to get for you? You don't, but you will. You will. 6 months from now, you'll be walking on air, walking on clouds, in heaven. Whatever this is, if this is career, that's going to work out, but so is everything else. Why? Because you are in a powerful, energetic space. You're excited about the joys and the blessings that others are getting. And when you are excited for them from that pure heart, oh yeah, you are in the vibration of receiving it. Because there is no discord of jealousy or envy. Jealousy and envy, or anger or frustration, is a sign that we're not in alignment with our desire. That we feel like, why do they get what I want? Why is that being taken from me? That's lack mentality. I don't have it, but they're getting it. You don't have that. You wonder, when is it going to turn out well for me? But when you think about what other people are receiving, you don't have jealousy, you don't have envy. You're so excited, so pure, because you are in alignment. And therefore this, your past that you look back on fondly and wish you had appreciated it more than you did at the time. That this time around you would handle so much differently, so much more different, whatever. You're gonna get that chance. It's coming back. It's not taken away from you. That wasn't your last shot. Good is coming for you. And I am excited for it. So, if you're interested in a personal reading, you can visit my Etsy shop in the link below, Psychic TS, so www.etsy.com/Psychic TS. And if you're interested in finding your own divine mission, your own divine gifts, what you're here to do as a starseed and lightworker, I have a meditation course that you can also access in the description box below to uncover all of that for yourself. And with that, I will leave you here and I will catch you in the next one.